What's good, guys? Dope Randy back at it again, and this is the last race in the quarterfinals, aka the round of 14, as we will be going to Texas Motor Speedway for the O'Reilly Autoports 500, and so we're loading into qualifying here. Like I said, this is the final race of the round of the quarterfinals. I am happened, due to my great performances the last two races, I'm qualified into the semifinals. So I can pretty much have fun with this race. But that doesn't mean you can just take the night off and slack off, because I will try to get as many playoff points as I can, and even winning would be great for me. Besides, Texas is okay. Not really fond for it that much, but it's okay. And another thing I want to see tonight is, can the Xfinity 5, all 5 of them, make it into the semifinals, which I think would be pretty cool. I know pretty much all of us, if we just ran our race, we'd be fine.
Almost ready. Nice and smooth here.
But as you see, we start qualifying off right here, as I also want to keep that streak, that qualifying record, as close as I can, and whatnot.
Hold your line.
Because as you know, qualifying up front for these league races is pretty top notch. As the race to pit road is on, I'm just getting pushed by a bunch of people, and I'll force my way on the pit road, slowly but surely. Which I consider amazing, but it's all good. As the melee for pit road happens, typical 4 tires, 2 cans, and as we wait to get back onto the track, I posted my 2 latest projects on my channel a couple of days ago, and in particular I gave you guys a very unique video of what it's like to be in one of the most rowdiest student sections in the country. If you want to check those out, just go to the channel, hit the videos button, and you can find them all there in one little good place, and it'd be all good. So as we get ready for qualifying, truly, I've only got 4 chances at a good lap here, because number one, it says 5 laps to go, but someone is a lap down. Though I am a lap down, because some people didn't pit. And so I'm just pretty much trying to run or follow Major Spy's line in that 32, in which you want to get down as low as you can to the white line at Texas, especially in turn 1. If you drift high, you're just going to go nowhere, and then in turn 3 you can just gas it. But you want to get a little lower than what I did. As this first lap's going to be a 29.08, which is okay, as I get a really good turn 1 on this lap. Good exit. and I'm just gonna straight cut it in turn 3. A lot better turn 3 that time.
Just one more lap to go.
And it leads to an 07. As we're coming to 2 laps to go. As I get really loose that time. It's actually, this is the final lap in qualifying. Yeah, this is the final lap in qualifying, as it was an aborted lap. As I get loose again. And so we get out of there with a 29.07. And we'll see where this goes. The old record was set by Ryan, who is now in the Army. And I hope you're doing good, even though you probably will not be watching this video, as you have more important shit to do. At a 29.12. And so as we wait to see where our fate is, if you like what you see, hit the thumbs up. If you want to try to interact with me, you can comment down below, and I will try to get to you as soon as I can. And if you want to see more stuff just like this, like I said, I have my 2 new projects on the channel, and plus a unique perspective from one of the rowdiest student sections in all of college football available. So check those out, have a good time, hit the sub button if you like what you see. And as you can see, we qualify P4, 4th place, lowest qualifying spot of the year, and that's saying something. Or it's tied for the lowest. This is the 2nd time I've qualified 4th this year. And the average does go down to 2.72. With only 4 races left to go. So, although the record is not set in stone, I feel pretty good about it. As you saw, Major got the pole with a lap under 28 seconds. And he was the guy in front of us, if you did notice. And when you run a 28.93, you just gotta tip your cap and move on with your life. As he gets another pole. But 2, 3, 4, and 5 were all separated by 500s, which was pretty, which I thought it was expected, to be honest. And so we go into the race. As you all know, don't crash. That's the main gig. In other leagues, Texas have always been a little bit of a craziness. Yeah, this race has been filled with craziness throughout the past in different leagues. So one of my goals and one of the keys is to limit your mistakes to as few as possible, and maybe the driver who can pull off the cleanest race will win. As you can see, I'm cut down into 4th, but as Rockstar goes up, I'm going to take that lane, and then bop, bop, and there they all go. First mistake by a bunch of people right there, as it's now a 3-car breakaway on stage 1. And like I just said, you can't have mistakes. And we all got too close. If I went another inch to the left, I would have been in the grass. And we can't be doing this. And I was down there already. We can't be doing that on the first lap of the race.
Top is clear.
And so T-Mills is going to go up, and I'm going to get a run on for P2. But he's going to have that good run. and just stick to the back of me. As Major Spy is the leader at this point.
Low.
But I
low.
wash up the track just a little bit, and Team Nose is going to get back around me.
Stay right there.
But once I saw that crash, I know I'm going to get at least a top 3 in this stage. So I really wasn't pushing the... I really wasn't pressing it that much. But it felt like me and Team Nose were about the exact same.
Still there.
As we make slight contacts right there, but it's all good. But yeah, I was saying we pretty much have the exact same problems that we would catch each other pretty quickly, and due to the ale, the coal in front would wash up a little bit, and once that happened, you was going to be able to get around them pretty quickly.
Carlo.
But I did feel like Timo's had a better exit
Clear all
off
around.
the turns than what I did. Just like I've said, I'm not really pushing the panic button. As you can see, the top 3 is spread out from everyone. So it's all about safety at this point. It's all about safety and being careful and mistake free. And you're going to get at least the top 3 in this stage. Because I mean, pretty much everyone in the top 3 is fine. Matt's got eliminated early, and Dunn is actually on the bubble in 4th, so this would be perfect for him.
Stop. Watch your speed.
But right when I say that, I come down pit road, and I'm going to make some strategy calls. Because I've always been, it seems like I've been the first one to come down pit road a lot lately. As I follow Major down pit road, and I had a little bit of a goof, or an oof, right here. As you see, Major was already gone and off into the sunset. I am just leaving, and the reason he had such a big lead was because he took 2 and I took 4, and that is a huge problem. Because now I don't even see him in the picture, and I mean, there goes the stage win probably. But it's a whatever. So now I'm going to catch these guys who hasn't pitted yet, and I'm going to be on a freight train. And so it's going to start with the 88 and the 78.
Stay on the bottom. Keep it right there. Clear. You're hitting your mark. Great lap.
As here, I'm just trying to say don't make a mistake, and I don't. Walk it, kind of use it, take my time a little bit, and just eventually I'll get my way around them. And as you'll see, we have more lap traffic as we almost have a heart attack in front of me, but it's all good. I'm into the top 10 again. And then eventually we're going to work our way back up. But you know, 2 tiles can be a problem. And there's T-Mills, and then you see Dunn. Because everyone else took 2. And I was the only one who took 4 Goodyear tiles. as we cycle back around, and I'm up, and I'm gonna be in 4th. As I pretty much lose any chance of winning this stage, even though 4 tires is faster than 2. And so now the goal is to hopefully, I mean, I'll probably, but catch done in that 21 and just fly around these people as fast as you can, and hopefully they make a mistake and or blow a tile. As you can see, I'm just hauling the mail as I get in a sub 29 second lap here, and it's done just politely lets me go the 3rd on the tires. And as you can see, we've had a little bit of a gap between Major and T-Mills, as Major did pull out a second and a half gap on T-Mills from the excursion of pit stops. And so here I'm just trying, as we have a crash, as we have 1, 2, 3, and then Greg hits me in the grass. I'm off-roading, but I get it back. Whew. As a major crisis have been avoided. That was almost a disaster, but it turned out not to be, because I'm gonna get around Greg. And hopefully that don't happen again. As we only have 4 laps to go in this stage, I'm not going to catch anybody else. I know I'm on 4 tires and everyone else around me is on 2. But I am the fastest car on the track with these circumstances. But it's not going to be enough at all. As we only have 3 laps to go, coming to the line. As I hit the fence and lose talent. And it's pretty much, we're going out for a Sunday stroll at this point, as we're just waiting for the stage to end. And thinking about what should I do, a strategy wise. Should I come down pit road and know I'm going to restart either 1st or 2nd or 3rd potentially, or will I go for the stage points and just take my chances in the back? So I'm thinking about this. We've got 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Hashtag cheap plug. As I'm in the grass. And I'm like, you know, I know Major's going to come down pit road. He always comes down pit road. And he's pretty safe into the next round. T-Mills would like, I think he would want the playoff points. So he's probably not going to stay out. And I was just on the fence. I said screw it and just stayed on the track. As T-Mills does stay out and get a stage win. And I finished 2nd. And so, you know, as you can see, there's only 11 people on the lead lap, as Ready Player will get the free pass this time by. But as the first stage comes to an end, it's a good chance to calm down, think about what you've done. As you saw, two people didn't pit for track position wise, and I'm gonna restart probably fourth. I'm gonna predict right here as we wait for the screen to load, and I'm actually gonna start fifth because 3 people came down pit road.
Stay sharp. Green's coming. Okay. Be smart out
And I'm
there.
like, okay,
Going green.
it's a
All
pretty
right.
good spot, 5th place, inside 3rd row. And one of my keys to the race, making the fewest amount of mistakes.
Keep it right there.
Who's gonna make it, and who's gonna be able to capitalize?
Stay right there.
As the mistake of restarting on the outside line is gonna prove to cost Dunn in the long run, because he's gonna go from 2nd to 5th. As Major, Spank, and I, who will 1, 3, and 5 on the restart, are now 1, 2, 3. And so I'm pretty much just taking my time at this point, as I'm really not planning on doing anything over the top or grosse or anything like that. We've got 17 laps in this stage. A playoff point would be lovely, but just to be able to have the chance of winning this race would be lovely. As Timo's is feeling a little bit frisky and tries to make the outside walk, but as you'll see, that is a no-brainer, as he will lose 4th, or maybe he won't. It's now him and Dunn are now battling, and then they get loose and collide for a second. But it's pretty much going to make this a 3-car breakaway for stage 2 between me, Major, and Spank.
That was your best lap ever.
As I hit another 28, a sub 29 second lap, hauling in the draft. But I'm really not trying to push it at this point. You see, the people behind us has pretty much gone away
You just posted your best
at the
lap
point
ever.
at this time. And if we can just pull in this 3-car draft together, it's gonna be down to the 3 of us for this stage. And that's the way it ought to be. As Spank is gonna make a move under Major for the lead. Slight contact, but it's all good. New leader, Spank, and I'm gonna follow him for P2.
All clear.
Then I get a little too aggressive, and Major's gonna go back under me for P2. Just a little bit too aggressive for me right there.
Keep it right there.
As it's like nothing ever happened, except first and second switch spots. As then there's a little bit of a log jam, and I'm under Major for P2. As we are still side by side. He's gonna have to run down the back, and I'm just gonna tuck in behind him, not pushing the issue at all at this time.
Hold your line.
As I'm really just trying to be, just trying to save, not trying to be an instigator at all. Just running my race. And, you know, 2 of the 3 people in this pack have pretty much had event-free days up to this point, as Spank had to fight from adversity in the first stage, and is now winning in stage 2.
Hold high, keep it right there.
As I get a huge run down the back, but I choose not to do anything with it.
Steady.
As I feel like I'm about equally fast, but I feel like no one has a breakaway.
Hold low, stay right
The
there.
breakaway speed that one requires to win, as I'm just going to make
Clear high.
a good move on Major for P2, and now we're going to go after Spank, but then we got pit stops I'll be getting to happen, and that could happen at any lap, because we've got 8 laps to go in stage 2. And Major is now, I think he pitted. Yeah, he did pit. So it's down to the 2 of us. And the question is, who's going to draw the first blood?
Slow down.
As I drift on the pit road. And we get in all fine and dandy, as we're going to do. So I'm going to learn from my mistake in the first stage and do a cannon 2 tiles. As the pit stop is going literally in slow motion. But we get out just about equal to Spank, which is all you can really ask for at this point. And there goes Major, trying to make a move on the high side, but it's going to get pinched. But that'll be fun, as you see Rebel, who needs to have a great race to advance into the next round. He got trapped a lap down due to all the calamity that happened in the stages. 15th. The first guy 1 lap down, so that's good. But we're all pretty much spread out now. As Spank gets really loose, and that's pretty much gonna ruin his chances at a stage win, because he just loses a crap ton of time, getting wrecking loose off 1 down the back stretch. As I'm pretty much doing what I've been doing the whole time in stage 2, not really trying to press the issue, just trying to run my race. As Rebel goes really high, I'm going to get around him, even though it's not for a spot. So I'm just going to tuck in behind Spank and just be on another Sunday stroll with him. Just pretty much follow his every move, as we're coming to 3 laps to go. As the 2 of us all catch Major, but it's not pretty good. But the 2 of us ain't gonna catch him in time to do anything with him, so unless Major pits and Spank pits, which could happen, and at this point I'm actually thinking these 2, Spank and Major, they do like to pit for trap position. And so the question becomes, if they pit I'm probably not going to, because it would be a stage point. I mean, it would be a playoff point, which is critical. Very critical, as we got 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Hashtag cheap plug. And so I'm just hoping and answering and asking the question, will they come down pit road? As we're going to get an answer. Major goes down pit road. I get trapped behind Spank for a quick second, but it's all good.
Okay, that's the halfway mark.
As I will win this stage on strategy, but still I'll take it nonetheless. As I will collect my 7th stage win of the season, tied for the most amongst people in this league. The only other one is T-Mills, who also has 7, hence being in a tie. And getting my 12th playoff point. That's all good. So, mission complete as far as objectives for Texas. I mean, I really don't think I could win this race, just because I haven't had the raw natural speed that you need to have to win. I feel like I'm gonna get top 5, top 3 place guy at this second, as I'm restarting in 7th place for the final stage. And like I've been saying the whole time, whoever makes the mistake is going to cost themselves a win. So it's going to come down to who makes the fewest mistakes. As I get a good restart, getting 2 spots right out of the gate. And so I'm going to let Sharp go at this point, because we still have a long way to go. As Cambo kinda cuts me down a little, and then he makes the bold move to go down, and then he just straight pushes Major up, pushes him twice. That's 3 times, and I'm gonna get a push from Dunn, thankfully, so I can get underneath Major, and I can get underneath Cambo, as we're gonna go 3 wide. I mean, Cambo just completely does not see Major and takes him out ice cold. And he gets in the me a little bit. I thought it was just a tragic way for Major to pretty much losing this race on a bad mistake. That was not his fault, but it's one less guy for me, as we got 36 laps to go, and there's the top 3, as I'm bringing Dunn right along with me. As now, as I've been doing, as Sharp and Spate collide.
Hold the bottom, car there.
And like I was just getting ready to say, whoever makes the fewest mistakes is going to win this race. And that was miserable at 36 laps to go, to be beaten and begging for each other for 2nd place. Not recommended. As now me and T-Mills are now 1-2, and I'm basically just chilling, not really trying to do anything crazy or anything. I see Spank back there from after that contact. He's got it round back up, and he's gonna get underneath the P2. So I'm just gonna let him go. And I see Dunn behind me in 4th, and I think Cambo or Sharp's in 5th. Because even though he did get put all the way into the inside wall, he didn't lose that much time. And so it's pretty much what I've been doing the whole time, just relaxing. And like, you're probably thinking to yourself, yo, Dope, what is your plan of action for this race? And I would say to you, let me have a chance to win this race at the final stage, and then it's go time. Because that's pretty much what I'm doing. Like the final run, about 10 to 15 laps. Give me a chance to win with 10 to 15 laps to go. Don't make myself lose this race on a crash or something because I'm being too aggressive. Just let me do what I need to do and give me a chance to win late. And that's pretty much what I wanted to do. As then Timos is all over my back bumper for P2. And we're going to be side by side with 30 laps to go. As he's going to get the run on the inside. And I'm just going to concede. But then I get a pretty good run. But like I said, I'm going to concede. As we do have to make 2 pit stops in this final stage, and as you can see in the top left corner of the screen, I have to make my pit stop in the next 4 laps or so if I don't want to run out, which would be bad. Huge mistake. And I don't want to kill anyone on pit road. So I'm just hoping and praying we don't go at the same time, or we don't come in at the same time. And pretty much do what I've been doing, just staying pat, not doing a thing. I think Dunn got really loose that time, and it's going to lose a half a second to us, if not more. Because I'm pretty much just being in this 3rd car and the 3 car tandem. Now there is another thing that I forgot to mention about these pit stops. You want to stretch this run and the next run out as far as you can, so that you won't run out on the final stage. As you saw a huge mistake, the beginning of a huge mistake, as Spank got loose on the apron, came back up the track, tried to go back down, and he actually misses pit road. And he has to full around for like 20 seconds on pit road. Because I'm just going to take my sweet time.
You're almost out of gas.
Kind of, as Finn T-Mills cuts it on pit road. And all of a sudden, you see Dunn just going to go ahead of us. As I just have a minor mistake. Very minor mistake. But man, I'll lose about 2 seconds right there because I almost, or not almost, I was going to get down pit road. But Spank with the absolute worst time to have a huge mistake as he misses pit road, pretty much bringing his race to an end. And so now we have a key player lost, as we now have a new set of players in the field, as Sharp, who literally came from out of nowhere is now up to second. Dunn is in first. Because, I don't know, luck? No, but seriously, T-Mails and I collided, lost a couple of seconds on pit road. And you can replay the video, but like Dunn just nonchalantly just gets around us for the lead. As he loses it right here with Sharp, and then I'm going to get him into P2. And then you'll see Rebel in fourth. The guy who got the lucky dog on the last caution, he's up to fourth. He's actually up to third. He's going for second. But I'm going to get that run down the back and a huge recovery as the two of them now hit each other. And that's going to knock him out of this lead pack. As a huge comeback for Rebel gets tarnished by a mistake. You see a theme here, people. Mistakes kill you. Some people can bounce back, others can't. Sharp has bounced back from multiple mistakes to be the leader. I've had a mistake-free race except for that crash on pit road, and I'm in second, so it's all good. And at the way this is going, if nothing else happens, it's going to be a 2-horse race.
That was your best
And like I said a couple laps ago, just give me a chance to win with 10 to 15 laps to go and let me do what I do. And that's all I ask. As you see that white hole in front of us, that is Spank, who, like I said, missed pit road, had to turn around and go through pit road pretty much backwards, which is not recommended at all. And so, pretty much having that third car tandem again, as I'm pretty much going to ride out here for this. This is the last time I'll be riding it out. Pretty much playing it easy. And then once we hit pit road for the final time, which would be in about 7 to 10 laps, it will be on like Donkey Kong. As I somehow try to win this race, which I didn't think was possible. Because, I mean, you know, I am looking for that statement win, though, that I am heel. And maybe this is the one. And besides, 5 bonus playoff points, that's never a bad thing. Especially when I tell you the next the tracks in the semifinals, which I will tell you at the end of this video, so stay tuned. As we have 17 laps to go, I'm still a 10th behind Sharp, pretty much just taking it easy, shooting the breeze. We've put out to a 2-second gap over Dunn and double that to Rebel. As we're coming to 16 laps to go, and we have 5 laps to make our pit stops. Now, to be in the window, as we have moments, Sharp and Spank are loose, trying to get around Matt's traction into 7, and then Spank just goes up the track. I gotta get around him. I'm not getting screwed by lap calls. There goes 1. There's my teammate Matt's traction. Goes 2. So it's all beautiful again. As then Spank hits the wall. He's probably complaining, but you know, mistakes. I love mistakes. As we have a huge mistake, another huge mistake. As Sharp just did not anticipate him coming down on him. Luckily for him, it was in turn 3, to where he could go on pit road.
On the bottom, still there.
But man, that changed his pit window by 2-3 laps, and he might not be able to make it to the end on gas, which is huge. And now I'm getting antsy because you know that the only one who's left in this race who has a chance is me, because you know you got to be clean. And if you saw me, I knew that was going to happen. I let off the gas as soon as he started coming down and just went in the middle lane, and it was a GG for that incident.
You're running on fumes out
As I'm trying to stretch it out as much as I can. As you see, Marcus just loose talon and hit the fence, and feel like I'm in the window. I'm in my window to pit, so I'm gonna come down this time for my final stop. I'm just hoping and praying I have a great entry, which I do, and it's gonna be 2 cans and 4 tires for the win, I hope. And so I know that he might be ahead of me, because he got put down pit road about 3 laps earlier. Like I said, he got really lucky with the fact that he had that happen to him in turn 3. If it was in turn 1, it would have been a GG, but it's not. As you'll see, I'm not in first, as we actually have, as you see, in no short right there, and he's in second. Because as you'll see, Rebel Kush is the new leader after he took 2 tires for this whole final run of 10 laps, coming to 10 laps to go here.
Keep digging.
And, you know, he needs this more than anyone, because if he doesn't win this race, he will not be moving on into the next round. And if you would have made the predictions at the beginning of the season, to think that he would be eliminated in the quarterfinals would be a little bit of a shock, as Sharp, who pitted 3 laps earlier than me and might be questionable on gas, he's trying to save, but if he lets me go, it might be a GG. But I just got to put on the power. As you know how I said a while back, you can't make a pass on the outside. Well, boom. There you go. I'm up to P2. I've got 8 laps and 3.4 seconds to catch Rebel. And, you know, if I haven't won a race before, I was going to be feeling so nervous at this point. But to know that I've won, even though it's only been 1, I mean, I am still kind of nervous at this point, because, you know, I really want to win bad. And now here's the problem with all this. You see Short behind me. He's saving gas while he's catching Rebel. If I had to play it over again, I would have cut the draft off way earlier. As you see, Sharp just shooting a shot in the bottom, and that will not work, because I'm feeling it now. I'm feeling it. and he will not let me go, or I will not let him go. It's the final stage.
5 laps to go.
And like I said, it's time to shoot your shot. Time to see what you got. And I'm pretty much going to throw blocks on him until the day I die, or the day this race dies. As the gap is now down under 2 seconds with 5 laps to go. And now I have to deal with Sharp giving me the business. As we're coming to 4 laps to go, it's down to 1.5 seconds. I'm in the grass. I'm trying to be the best real man I can. The gap is about to reach 1 second even. You know, this is when the heart starts racing, the hands start to shake, and you just start feeling it. You start feeling that ecstasy. That you feel like you're on cloud 9 right now. And, you know, you can do anything. You've caught this man. It's down to 0.5 seconds. He has a bad turn 1. You are right freaking there. And you're just going to go to the bottom. He's going to try to block. But you're just going to give him the nope.
Hold your line.
Just a little. It might have been a little bit of a tap, but it's all Gucci. It's now Rebel and Sharp are battling out for second place. We got 2 laps to go. And all you have to do is run 2 perfect laps. And you've won in the Heartland. And so I'm pretty much driving the wheels off this freaking thing at the moment. As you know, it's a special time. As I've got 1 lap to go left in this race, sponsored by Creator One Bank, #cheap plug. I see him coming, and he's gonna try to make a good run on me. He's gonna go wash up, and he's gonna pound the wall, and that's a GG. He's getting pissed. Coming to turn number 3. It's almost a GG. It's almost a GG. And now it's a GG. So I'm gonna win the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500. What an amazing day. I pretty much ran my race, my game plan, to absolute perfection, and hardly any mistakes. It was pretty much perfect. Like I said, I ran it perfect. Gotta thank everyone involved at Team Randy. My teammates, Matt's, No Escape. You'll always heal in spirit. You know, the people who got me here, KY, the parents, God, you know, as this is just a really awesome race to win. You wanted Texas, the motherland of 1.5 miles in the middle. And I mean, it's like I said, it's eating season, boys. And I'm just gonna take that into the next round. I mean, wow, what a great race. What a good way to move on into the next round, which will start with the next set of 3, which will be Michigan, Dover, and Phoenix. And I have an announcement to make, and I will be live streaming again. I will be live streaming Michigan. The stream will go live around, I don't know, 9:10 Eastern on Monday. So I'll check you out for that. And that's pretty much it. So thank you all for watching. If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. I am Dope Randy, and peace out.